Hello, Scorpio Sun, Capricorn Rising. It is time for your year ahead reading. Let's start off with a little bit about your astrology first. Now, with that Capricorn Rising, you may seem like somebody who, in a way, is quite transactional in their interactions, but ultimately you have a deep heart and you want to help people. So when you're trying to help someone or you're trying to show compassion, you're probably offering to do something for them, to take over a task for them, to help them get organized in some way, to help them with planning. You're coming from a very practical viewpoint, and that is a valuable thing to you. It is also something that is very much appreciated by the majority of the people that you interact with. Because sometimes you're in a situation, somebody needs to take charge, and you're the one who's most likely to step in and take over the reins and make sure everybody has everything that they need. But you're also going to be very fair and just a very practical bottom line seeming from that perspective, because you want everybody to get something out of it and not just have it all be weighted to one way or the other. Now, with that Capricorn rising, that means your sun is most likely in the 11th house. Not in every case, but most likely. The 11th house is about friendships, social life, social media even, technology even a bit. With your Scorpio there, your deep well of intuition, your deep emotions, your level of commitment, your Mars-led commitment there, you probably have a small circle of friends, people that you feel very deeply connected to on that emotional level. And you may get very irritated if at first you're kind of into somebody, but then they come off as very surface level. They never get into the deep stuff. They're not willing to dive deep. They're not willing to connect one-on-one in some emotional level. There has to be that connection there for you to really commit to a friendship. And that's why you may not meet a lot of people through social media, or maybe you even don't care to watch or interact with people through social media because it seems very surface level to you, which is kind of goes against your grain. You want to have that connection. So you may struggle in that way, but the connections you do have are very intense and very meaningful to you and to the other people involved. All right, let's get into your cards. Now I'm going to label them 1 through 12, but your starting month 1 for you, is going to be November of 2024. So here we go with month 1 or November. And then from there, month 2 and 3, month 4, 5, and 6. So November, December, January, February, March, April. And then now here we come to month 7, 8, and 9. And then month 10, 11, and 12. So I believe this is going to be May, June, July, August, September, October. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Justice card. So when I'm looking at the overall spread, some of the things that I'm looking to pop out or that might indicate sort of how the overall year might go are major arcana cards. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this could be a significant year of personal growth for you, of transformation, more so than you typically go through. Because you have 6 cards, that's half of the year right there, but they're spread out a bit. So you're going to have very significant moments in between, maybe calmer or meaningful interactions. The next thing I'm going to look for are any court cards. And we have the Knight of Cups. And that is the only court card we have. So that's going to indicate some sort of meaningful interaction with somebody, most likely. So now when I think of that, and what's calling me out with this Knight of Cups here is this Justice card. The Justice card is your back of the deck card. It's kind of an extra message for the year or an overall theme, perhaps, that impacts the entire year as you're moving through it. So this could be a desire to make things right. That is what I'm getting for you. There is a desire to right a wrong from the past, or at least even the playing field. So you may be willing to cede some things because looking back, maybe you regret some behavior or something that you did in the past and you want some way of making amends. And yep, that is what I'm feeling, so that's what we're going with. There is something that is always in the back of your head. Maybe it comes up every now and then. You wish you could have done it different. You wish you could have said this. Maybe if you had done that. And you may be finding a way as you're moving out through this year to communicate that, or to actually do something that is going to bring justice in your mind to this situation, and or at least you're going to feel like you've brought justice, or you've had justice, or you've given someone else justice for something that it feels like you did in the past. So you will figure it out, and you will find out exactly what it is. It feels like it's more than just an apology. It feels like there needs to be some sort of action there. So we'll see as we're going out through the year if anything pops out, or it just mean by the end of the year it will be resolved one way or the other, at least for you. You'll settle the karma, you'll release the contract you have with this other person or the situation. Something is going to happen as you evolve throughout this year that is going to make you feel like this is good, this is right, I'm happy with how this has been settled now. And you can move on from that. In a way, this past situation is impacting how your other interactions with people now. And that's part of what you want to resolve, is you need to find a way to forgive yourself and maybe to release the regret and things that you have over what happened in the past. And as you grow through this year, you're going to find peace one way or another with that. Okay. It's a lot for one card, huh? Now let's get into your individual months. We're starting off here in month 1 with the Death card. This is a major arcana card. This card in particular is not literally about death. This is about a transformation. There is a definitive shift within yourself that you will notice, where maybe you notice that you're no longer doing some habit that you always did in the past. Maybe you've replaced a bad habit with a good habit, and this is the month you're noticing you've done that. You've made that transition. You are in a better place now than you were a year ago. Maybe you're in a completely different place. This may even have to do with your health in some way, where it has turned around in a way that you couldn't see until now, where you're doing better, and it was small little things along the way that helped you get to this point. Now, this could also, it may not necessarily be health. It could be something to do with how you interact with other people. Maybe a little bit, you're respecting your own boundaries and what it is you want out of life more, or at least you're taking care of yourself more when you're in those relationships. This goes back into your need to connect on an emotional level, and perhaps up until this point, you've had a lot of surface level stuff where it's never felt fulfilling. You've never really truly feel like you're connected to anybody, and it feels maybe that's what you're recognizing, or what you're changing here this month is, I could go to that big party, or I could go hang out with these people here. I really would prefer to hang out with these people here. And that is a shift and a change for you. You're taking care of your energetic needs and respecting what it is that your body and your psyche needs out of life. All right. Here in month 2, we have the Knight of Cups. Cups are all about our emotions. Knights in general are somebody who has the knowledge, right? They think they know how things work, but they don't have any experience yet. They're willing to go out there and try. They're going to give it a shot. They're going to shoot their shot, if you will. This can be somebody who they're not a long-term person, but they're fun to hang out with for temporary. So this may be an exception for you. What am I feeling here? Oh, no. You are done with it. You are saying goodbye to somebody. You are letting somebody go. You're letting them walk away, because he's literally facing away. You're letting them pursue whatever it is that they want, and you are not holding so tightly to them anymore. So perhaps this is a friend that you were close to at one time, but maybe you've drifted apart. And perhaps that's part of what you've noticed here too in month 1. And this is a month where you're just going to you're willing to just say goodbye, or at least let them drift away on their own journey. Maybe at some point in the future they'll come back into your life, but for now, you're recognizing that this connection isn't something you want to emotionally maintain over long distance and stuff, because you would feel like you are pushing yourself on them, or like they're forcing you to chase them, when really you guys are just drifting apart. And that is okay. That's part of what life is. We all evolve and move on and have new needs, or at least recognize our true needs. So that's what this feels like. This is a parting, but not a bitter parting or anything like that. It's a mutual understanding that they're going to be moving on and you're okay with that. In a way, you're both drifting away. It would be like a mirror image here. You're both drifting away from each other. But it is good for both of you because you need to experience new things. You need to experience new connections and find the ones that you can emotionally connect with at a level that is right for you. And that is no longer this person, or at least this person within your circle. And then we have another new major arcana card. This is the Fool. This is the very first card. This is the person that is taking the journey, taking those first steps down a new path. They have no idea where it's going, how they're going to work their way through, who they're going to meet along the way, but they are trusting that everything is going to work out. It's a leap of faith. And I think you couldn't have taken this if you were still trying to maintain this relationship here. But because you've freed up energy from that, you now have the energy to try something else, to put yourself out there in a new way. That's what this feels like. So maybe you're getting involved in some different hobbies or something like that. Maybe you've decided to randomly join the local bowling team or a local bowling team. You go to the bowling alley, see if anybody has openings, and you just connect and enjoy yourself. Maybe you'll meet new people that are you can truly commit with or connect with, and maybe it's just for fun in the short term. But you're putting yourself out there in a new way and experiencing some new things. And you're just enjoying the process and the journey. And then in month 4, we have the 7 of Cups. Now this could come across as one of two things. It feels like it could go either way for you, for the collective out there. So this is one where there is indecision. So you have a lot of options before you and you're having trouble selecting it. What are you going to do? How are you going to choose? They're all good options. Or at least anyone else would think that they're all good options. So there's a sense of being overwhelmed and maybe indecisive. And on the other hand, there's a sense of a plethora of options and a marveling at the fact that you have all these options in the first place. Now, the two of these kind of come together when trying to decide which decision or which thing to pick. You need to leverage that Scorpio energy. You need to tap into that intuition, into how you're feeling about each of the options. It doesn't have to make any logical sense. It doesn't have to be the one that everybody else thinks that you should do. It needs to be the one that feels right to you. That's how you can honor yourself here, and that's how you can choose something that you're really going to enjoy and be able to feel like you can commit to it. Because it feels like this is something that's going to involve at least a couple of months of your attention and time once you pick the option. So be aware of that. I mean, if there are choices in there that you're going to pick out just because some other people, this group or whatever, says that's the one they always do and they love it, but you know that that's not your thing, don't choose that. Because you're going to start resenting the fact that you're committed to it within a very short time. So think of that option, that potential there of having to commit to it for at least a few months. Are you going to be resentful of having to give your time to it and energy to it, or are you going to be looking forward to it and excited about it? You want to get the one that you're excited about. Okay, and then we take a break in month 5. Next, the 4 of Swords. Swords are an air element. So this could be about communication, information, our thoughts, ideas, beliefs, education. The 4 of Swords is telling you to take a break, give your brain a break, stop overthinking it, distract yourself with something else, literally take a nap. Make sure you're resting your body too and taking care of your energy. Because if you have committed here to something on top of your other daily activities, you do need to make sure that you are being mindful of your own body needs, of your own energetic needs, and taking breaks, allowing yourself to take a nap. I have a hard time allowing myself to take a nap during the day, but sometimes I need to take it. I am starting to learn in my old age that I just need to take the nap, and then the rest of the day will go much smoother. But I still resent the fact that sometimes I need to take the nap. Here in month 5, just take the nap if you need the nap. It'll be okay. Everything will work out. But you know your body. Maybe for you, resting isn't taking a nap. Maybe it is working on a puzzle. Maybe it is going for a run. Whatever it is to you that helps rejuvenate your energy, refresh you, make sure that you are doing that and taking some meaningful time in that activity to bring your energy back up, or at least to maintain your energy as you're moving through the month. All right. Month 6 with the 4 of coins, 2 4s in a row. 4s in general are all about stability, foundations. Think 4 legs of a chair or a table. It's very solid. So for the 4 of swords here, in order for your communication and your understanding, your comprehension to be clear and grounded, you need to make sure you're resting, and so that you can pay attention and be attentive and be present in the moment, so you can absorb that information and have a very solid understanding. In month 6, we have coins or pentacles. This is an earth element. This is going to be about home or work or finances. And a lot of times this can be seen as somebody who is trying to hold on too tightly to their resources, who is coming from a sense of fear or a place of fear. And sorry, I am feeling into this a little. That does not feel quite right for you. I mean, there's a little edge to it, but it feels a little bit more protective than fear. Maybe some of that protection could come from a sense of fear. Sorry, we're negotiating, my guides and I, over what words to use here. This is, I don't know if something happened around this time last year or if there's a yearly event that keeps occurring in this month, but you have some concern about not having enough funds on hand, either for this month or the next month, in order to participate in this thing that's going on. Maybe it's a vacation that's been planned up, and this month you want to save up some extra so that you can splurge on the vacation or something, or maybe buy that outfit or whatever goal you have that you want to accomplish by month 7. Here in month 6, it feels like you are conserving, holding back, bringing your resources in so that you're ready for the next month, if that makes sense. So it might be a lower energy a month. It might be a month where you are not going out. Maybe you're doing things at home, having people over to your home or going to their home instead of going out to eat and things like that. Maybe it's a little potluck instead. But you're conserving your resources, conserving your money, maybe saving up a little bit more. Maybe something comes up last minute that you guys all want to do while you're on the trip or at this event. So you have to quickly come up or make sure you have the funds for that. Okay. That's what it's feeling like. That's what we're going with. Now, okay, down here, oh, we do have another court card. Down here in month 7, we have the Queen of Wands. Wands are a fire element. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Queen is feminine, more receptive, but also still very much a leader. Somebody who is in control of how they respond to different things, of the things that they do, the choices that they make. They're very intentional. This is also fire, so it's also very bold. It can seem, their decisions and the choices they make can seem very risky to others, but they're going to go off their gut and they're going to trust that everything is going to work out. And they don't have a problem really if they do fail, because they are willing to risk it to push the envelope. This can also be somebody who is very much the cheerleader in the group, somebody who is always encouraging everybody to go after their dream. This is somebody who can be very inspiring. Maybe this is a convention or something like that that you're going to here this month. And this is a speaker or somebody who inspires you that you meet at this event that you're going to. That feels like, at least, I want to say, well, that's very specific, guys. 35% of you out there, that might be what it is. For others, maybe it is just somebody you happen to meet during the month that has that kind of vibe and also inspires you to make a choice on something or to decide how you want to or when you want to pursue something that you've had in mind for a while. Okay, and some people are saying it's a concert. So maybe there's a concert here in month 7, and that's why maybe you are saving some money for that outfit for the concert or for money to spend at the concert or parking, whatever it is. Okay, that I'm trying to trust. Yes, okay, that is right. So somebody who is very popular that you are going to happen to meet, see, or some way interact with here in month 7 that is going to inspire you to go after a dream of your own, or at least look into it more and consider pursuing it. You're going to feel energized from this event. Your excitement is going to be built up. It's a very energetic kind of experience. So very inspired. Pay attention to some of the messages. There's going to be like a recurring word that keeps coming up or that you keep happening to catch. Pay attention to that and kind of look at it, look up the definition of it and the ways that it is used. And it feels like maybe there's going to be a company or a consulting firm or something that has that logo or that name, and it's going to be meaningful to you and something you should look out for as to how it may pertain to your goal here. Okay. And then in month 8, we have the Hanged Man. Now the Hanged Man is put themselves, even though it does not look like it in this representation, they put themselves into a state of suspension. They willingly submit to this. It's kind of like putting yourself in a timeout. Like, okay, we've had all this excitement, right? This is a big event and things that went on here in month 7. This month, I'm just going to take more of an observer role. I'm going to have it more my energy, kind of low-key recovery mode. I don't want to make any waves. I'm not going to be making any big decisions right now. I'm just going to kind of observe. Maybe you're doing something like joining a Discord group and just kind of hanging out or lurking in the background and reading the different conversations to see what others are doing, what their takes were from this event here before you decide what it is you want to do next. If there's some opportunity that comes out of this that you want to seize, you don't have to do that here in month 8. You can wait until down the road. Month 8 is all about taking that step back, taking that observational role, seeing how things are playing out for others or with a specific situation, and not putting yourself at the forefront and really not even giving your input. You just want to learn here and take notes. It feels like there's a very specifically, I don't know if there's an observation room that some of you are going to be using, or it definitely feels like you're behind some glass observing and looking in on something and watching it. Now that could even be watching a YouTube program or something like that, but there is something between you and what you are observing, which may be what helps you stay in that observer or hanged man mode. But it's so that you can't give, you don't want to give any, you cannot, you should not give your own opinion, your own thoughts on it. Not at this time. They need to work it out for themselves. And I think part of what you're observing is the problem solving and how they handle it, how they do the problem solving or the troubleshooting. Okay. Took a while to get there, but there we are. And then in month 9, we have the Ace of Coins. Now you're inspired. Now you've got a lot of ideas. After what you've seen and observed or learned here in month 8, month 9, you're like, oh, I think I could do that. But I don't need to do it exactly how they do it. I want to pursue this way of doing it. So this could be a new career, potentially. Or maybe some financial investing of some type, or how to purchase your next home or move, or maybe work on your home in some way, because it is in coins, but you're excited about it. Aces are initiation. They are that first step, much like the Fool. They set off the rest of the suit. You cannot start the journey without hitting the ace. So you're starting some new venture and you're inspired on it, or at least you come up with the idea. And then you're investigating it, you're looking into it, you're gathering or grabbing hold of the momentum of the moment, seizing it, and seeing if it fits you and what you envision for your future. So there's a sense of excitement here and a little bit of awe, feelings of awe and excitement about the potential. It's all about potential. Right, here in month 10, we have the Six of Wands, and this card is saying victory, success. You have done something or taken a step maybe that nobody else in your peer group or maybe no one else in your family has ever done or ever taken. Or maybe you've reached or attained a certain status or a certain goal for the first time within your family or friend group. You are inspiring others. You are being looked upon with admiration. People are congratulating you. Or even, it feels like some people, and maybe this has to do with family, they are inspired by you, but it feels like they're kind of sitting back and not really, you can't really see that they're reacting. So they're not very emotional or not very expressive people, but just know that they do approve of the changes that you are making. Even though they're not expressing it, they're also not telling you it's a bad idea anymore. And that should say a lot for them because they don't express in any way, unless it's something to try to prevent or to disprove or discourage you. And they're not doing that. So just know that you have impressed them and you are inspiring them, even though they may never say it. But you are blazing the way. You are forging a new path that the others can then use to follow and seek their own dreams and go for their own goals. So take some time to recognize that yourself, what you've accomplished, how far you have come, whatever this maybe recent change or idea you have, how much that has changed your life and how easy it seemed to be. Easy is not bad. Easy can indicate that this is the right path for you. Everything is falling into place because you're on the path you're supposed to be on. So it's flowing and working out almost seamlessly as long as you're doing the work and moving yourself forward. Enjoy that. Now here in month 11, we have the Lovers card. This is a major arcana card. It could indicate a relationship of some type. It can also indicate commitments or contracts. So for some of you, this does feel very much business related, possibly related to whatever happened back here, but it does feel business related. And this is where you're kind of assessing. Maybe you're assessing a contract that you're already in or a commitment that you're already in and trying to determine if this is something you still want. And then also talking to your partner or the other side to see if this is something they still want, or do you guys need to renegotiate anything? Or do you need to cancel the contract and go separate ways because that's better for both of you because maybe the services you offer have diverged so much that they are distinctly different things and it doesn't make sense for you guys to have a business together anymore. That can also be true if this is a relationship. This is a month where you are kind of deciding where do you guys want to take things to the next level? Do you guys want to stay committed? Perhaps this is a new relationship and you're trying to decide if you want to commit. But there's going to be a lot of focus around those commitments, romantic, friendship, or contracts here in this month. And it is important for you to state what your needs and expectations are. And it is important that you listen to what your partner's needs and expectations are so that you guys can truly understand if you are on the same page, if you have the same goals or not. And then in your last month here, month 12, we have the Temperance card, another major arcana card. This is a card that is asking you or telling you that you need to stop some sort of excessive behavior or at least you need to pull it back on it. So if you're spending a lot recently, maybe this month you need to stick to a budget. You need to find some balance because you're robbing yourself in one area of your life by giving excessive attention to another area, which means that other area, the one that you're neglecting, could fall apart, could cause issues unless you come and find a balance. There's also an aspect of alchemy here with the Temperance card, where you want to smooth that flow of energy or transform the energy. So maybe you've been overworking a lot, for some reason really super involved with work, and you've been falling behind in taking care of bills because you just don't have time. You need to find a way to release some of that energy from work, whether that means taking some routine things that you don't really have to focus on. Maybe it means taking some days off. Maybe it means telling your employer you can only work X hours, because you need to take some of that energy dedicated to work, take some of it and pull it over here to help manage your bills and make sure you're taking care of everything else in your life. You need to, I don't know if that made a lot of sense for how it worked out, but there is a need to alchemize your life so that you find more balance. Otherwise, you're always going to be feeling a little off kilter, and almost even it's going to feel like you're clumsy in a way. Okay, that is what I have for you, Scorpio Sun, Capricorn Rising, for your year ahead. Please hit that like button. Please share this with others. Please comment below if this makes sense to you or not. And please subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.